What is up, everybody? This is the Beautiful Bearded Bastards, and our special guest just spilled his drink.
Yeah.
Kyle, why don't you tell everybody about yourself?
Well, my name's Kyle. I'm not very good at drinking.
I'm not the best at it either.
Well, I originally am from New York. I don't know how long I'm supposed to make this, but basically I'm into fitness, working out, cardio. I make my money working for a moving company. We move a lot of the military. That's like 90% of our customer here at Fort Leonard Wood and the surrounding area.
I've worked for that same moving company.
I've heard of it for many years, but I've never worked for it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Don't worry about this. You won't be the first person. You wasn't the first person to spill a drink, and you won't be the last. So.
Hopefully it's the last time tonight for me.
I almost ran and got a towel, but I was like...
So, are you from like New York City or New York State?
Fortunately, New York State. We call the people from New York City city-its, you know.
City.
No, I'm just kidding. But no, they just... a lot of people, when you say you're from New York, they assume it's all in the city or whatnot. But
Right.
no, where I'm from, it's very small towns. Like a lot of farmland, mountains, state parks. You can go whitewater rafting, mountain horseback riding.
Similar to out here in Missouri, a little bit.
Yes, slower paced.
The way I like it.
Yeah, no, I get high anxiety when I go into the city. Like driving in it makes me nervous. Walking in it makes me nervous. Just not my cup of tea. It's sometimes fun to visit, but just could not live there.
Yeah. Too many people it's stressful.
Yeah, and people, they don't respect each other. It's just like it's not a personal relationship with anyone. They don't talk to their neighbors or here you got neighborhood, you're tight, you know,
Yeah, like
bonds.
communities and stuff. Yeah. You actually kind of know your neighbors. Talk to them a little.
A little bit slower paced outside those city limits, and
Yeah, but I decided to get out of there when I was 18. I joined the Army. Went to basic in Fort Knox, Kentucky. Then I did my AIT at Aberdeen Proving Grounds, Maryland. That was for generator technician. It's like a 10-week school. Then from there, they give you your duty station. I was stationed at El Paso and Fort Bliss.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I was there for a few years. It was,
Texas.
yeah, I wouldn't trade it for anything. There were some wild times between the friends I made, the memories, all that.
Oh yeah, a lot of camaraderie in the military.
Oh,
and-
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Definitely like brothers kind of feeling. Roommates.
Yeah.
You got to live with people. You got to be in proximity. Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of fit my lifestyle because in the military you're always bouncing around everywhere. And
Oh yeah, for
growing up, you know, I was changing school every year, and so yeah, I was definitely used to moving around. So it seemed like the good choice.
I feel like the changing the schools all the time would kind of get annoying. You know, you had to make friends and then lose friends and make new friends.
Oh yeah.
But it probably helped you being a people person, or the opposite. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I do pretty well with fitting in and meeting new people, I guess. Anywhere I go, I'm usually
That's good.
The
quick to
social
meet.
skills.
Yeah. Then I guess I could talk about what I do now. I got into fitness. I've always been into it, but I didn't have the discipline, the right diet. Now I'm kind of matured and settled down and dialed in on my routine. I go to the gym probably 5 days a week on top of moving the furniture and whatnot. But I guess for me the motivation is to I guess if I how should I put it? If I sit around too long, like I think it's arthritis. I start to get stiff, and just staying active for me is the right lifestyle choice. Is I'm actually less pain when I'm working out, and resistance training has really really helped my posture and my like everyday pain, because I broke my back in 2016. It was I fell
wow.
off a roof. Man, I was doing a tree job. My brother owns a tree company a couple hours north of here, and it was the end of the day. I was tired. He asked me to go up on the roof, and I should have wore some safety equipment, and I was just taking shortcuts. The roof was really steep, and I started sliding, and couldn't stop. It was 2 stories. I fell, hit the ground flat on my back, and
Wow.
Yeah, scary.
That is scary.
yeah, I was in the hospital for like a month, and they did surgery on my thoracic spine. I got 12 screws and 2 rods in my spine, and I lost about 2 or 3 inches of height because of my posture when I come out of surgery. And man, it was really disheartening because the pain, I couldn't do tree work anymore. I applied for disability in New York because I was working out here in Missouri, and when I got hurt, I moved back in with my mom up in New York. Applied for disability, and I didn't have that much of a paper trail, so they denied me. They wanted more doctor visits, and that's when I decided to just start working out and change my diet, and because I was eating a lot of processed food. Like my daily habit was like eating Pop-Tarts, cereal, mac and cheese, bologna sandwiches, frozen pizza, just no real food.
Right.
And once I changed that, it gave me the energy to actually want to go and work out. I started eating a lot of rice, chicken, eggs, steak. Love
We
me some
grill
steak.
a lot of steak, yeah.
Yeah.
We've been getting farm fresh eggs, too. They're really good, man. They're great.
Oh, yeah, those farm fresh eggs. I love them.
Well, speaking of healthy, let's talk a little bit about non-healthy. Today's drink
Yeah.
is strawberry margaritas. Kyle picked them. Are you a big margarita fan?
Yeah, I honestly didn't drink until shout out to the Mexican restaurant in Dixon, Avion's Mexican restaurant. They, I don't know, I just decided to try one there, and they're really good. They influenced the selection tonight, so shout out to them.
Yeah, they're a really good place. They've held strong and lasted,
Yeah, so thank you guys for sponsoring this podcast.
right?
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers, fellas.
But yeah, it's always really good up there.
Yeah.
I eat Hispanic food religiously to the point where anytime we want to go out to some sort of Mexican restaurant, the old lady's just disgusted. I'm so sick of Mexican food.
I like it too, though.
I'm obsessed, man. It's good food. You don't feel like crap. It's normally pretty affordable. It's not overpriced.
Right. It's like go in there, get me a plate for $10 or $12.
Yeah, I love
maybe
it.
have a drink. Yeah, and just chips.
Yeah, we like to do Taco Tuesday. We end up spending a lot more than what normal people would spend at Taco Tuesday because we always like to get margaritas. But
Yeah, the
Here's
margarita
something.
is close to the price of the meal.
yeah,
Do you hear that?
the dryer.
Is that what that is?
Unfortunately, this studio's in a basement. We're not really in a gym. This is our first attempt doing some green screen work,
yeah.
everybody. So, just a little fun. Look, oh, it's all black now. Where are we?
We're in the abyss when it went all black.
But yeah, so we're trying to experiment with this. You know, we want to use it for some themed podcasts that we have planned in the future, and
it's just easier to throw it up and put something up there instead of having to have a real.
But we fooled you, didn't we? It looks like we are at the gym drinking margaritas.
Blew your minds. But yeah, man, that's awesome how you kind of turned it around. And
so how did you and Georgie meet? Or
friend of a friend?
Yeah, you could say.
Okay.
He was living in Colombia, and I was living in Colombia, like 2013. Yeah, and
13, 14.
my roommate, he was working same place George was working.
Sonic. We were working at Sonic at the time.
Yeah, we all had to start somewhere.
Right, yeah.
And he would give my roommate a ride home and hang out, and so I would come and say hi and just hit it off.
That's awesome.
Of course, we were always chiefing and.
Oh yeah.
Plus, like, I needed a place to stay, and like I looked into renting a room at this place called The Lodge where he was staying. It was an interesting place.
Oh yeah.
I
Interesting
never ended
people.
I never ended up renting a room, but we've lived together like 3 times, so, and we live together right now, so this is my roommate, this is my bro.
Heck yeah.
Love him. Thanks for being here,
Love
bro.
you too,
Appreciate
it. I've been waiting to come on, so I'm happy you guys had me.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of giving a job interview. I need some,
I
need some more margaritas.
Top us off, Georgie.
A little liquid courage.
A little less job feeling.
Yeah.
I wish they'd let you drink in a job interview.
Don't feel like that.
Yeah, it's not. We don't like to really look at these when we have guests as an interview. More or less, just some friends hanging out, having some drinks,
blowing off some steam.
We've had a few guests on. They're like, "Oh, you guys are going to interview me," and I'm like, "No, it's not even an interview. We'll talk about you because you are a guest, but,
right?
You know, I don't. We're not going to sit here and ask you like crazy questions like you're some celebrity and we're trying to like trick you into making these stupid answers or anything like that. Or I see a lot of that these days. It feels like that, you know, they'll interview a celebrity and then they'll chop it up to make it look bad somehow.
Oh yeah.
You know, so I don't like to use the word interview when we have guests on this podcast.
Right. No, that's not what it is, really.
Yeah, I just mean personally, like, I'm not being myself. I feel like I'm talking to an employer. You know?
Feel free to be yourself.
I need to loosen up.
It definitely feels kind of awkward at first when people, especially other guests that we've had, you know, with all the lights in here, the camera, and
it is very professional.
It has a professional feel, but thank you. But I'd say about 30 minutes to 40 minutes in, they're normally pretty relaxed, maybe a little tipsy because we do like to drink on the show, and
it helps.
That loosens them up a little bit.
Yeah, it sure does. Alcohol has that effect on people.
That's part of why we drink on the show. We want it to feel less robotic and more just people hanging out. Yes,
it's by design. It's by our genius design.
Yeah. Well, I like how you can hear the drink.
We got some shorts of us slurping too. Making slurp noise.
I like that. Let's give it a little slurpy slurp.
Yeah, I don't know the history of strawberry margaritas. I know margaritas were, invented in Mexico.
Well, what I liked about them is the salt on the glass. I know it's strange to put salt on the strawberry margarita.
Yeah, we do it though. I don't know why. I don't mind it either way, salt or sugar. I just want.
Sometimes they just don't ask. Like, I don't have to tell them because I'm always ordering there, and sometimes they'll put the sugar in. It's okay.
Yeah. But yeah.
So I'm not finding too much about the history of strawberry, but I am finding a little bit about the history of just margaritas in general. And I believe we've talked about that on our second or first podcast.
A little bit, I think.
We
Yeah.
talked about it a little bit. Let's see. History of the frozen margarita.
Frozen.
1938.
1938.
I think that's the year my grandma was born.
Oh, wow. Shout out Grandma. Everyone loves grandmas.
No, my mom was born in 1950, so she couldn't have been born in 38. It had to have been a little sooner. Maybe it was 28.
Well, that's 18 years.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's
That's
what
12
I'm saying.
years.
28.
Oh, yeah. Whoops. Don't
So
give me
it's
booze
definitely
and then
Spanish
have me do
heritage.
math. Oh, yeah, for sure.
A restaurant in Rancho La Gloria, halfway between Tijuana and Rosarito
Nice.
in Baja California.
Oh, okay.
I've been called a child for liking the frozen strawberry margarita
Yes.
before. So-
Yes.
But it's good. I mean,
I normally drink margaritas. I like lime, and I normally do it on the rocks, not
The
frozen.
classic.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm down for any good slush tequila drink.
right, exactly, yeah. I've had some pretty good house margaritas. Like, they'll be, it is lime, but they'll have a little extra.
umbrella.
Yeah, fancy. But yeah.
So George, what do you think has been the best drink we've had on this show so far? This is this is podcast number 14. So we've had 14 different drinks.
Well, I like these pretty good. Like, me and Kyle usually have these regularly, like out and about. Yeah, I like margaritas. I've also, I've drank just Captain and Coke though, and that's just like kind of a easy one to make that I drank.
That's
so
like
I
a backroading drink
Yeah.
there.
I like amaretto sours.
Yes.
Those are good.
But you're deflecting my question. What on the show?
On the show, right? Okay.
Has been your favorite?
Well, I've liked all the margaritas for sure. I think I'm gonna go with margaritas, but the vodka drinks have produced some
Wild
interesting
shows.
some interesting results. Yeah, to say the
The
least.
Red Bull and vodka.
Yeah,
I know you're talking about that one.
yeah,
that was
one,
our last
plus-
one for
yeah,
sure.
Plus the screwdriver one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say my favorite, and this was before we actually introduced you into the show full time, was probably the Bloody Mary. I'm just a big Bloody Mary fan, and
Oh yeah, we'll have to do that again.
those are some
and
killer Bloody Marys. So
We'll put like a bunch of stuff on.
I
a
think that was
skewer and-
episode number 2, right? Or 1.
Or one, I think maybe.
Was
Oh
one-
no, I think one was the
the
margarita.
margarita,
Second
the
one was
lime
the
margarita,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely have to maybe we'll bring that back for our beautiful bearded bastards anniversary that's coming up here in August.
Yeah, but yeah, Bloody Mary. I mean, that's a good drink too. It's got everything, pretty much. A little spice.
I've
little-
never had one made that it was for me. I mean, it was always at that the VA there we go to.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to have one made better.
Sometimes they can be made really, really well, and sometimes they can be made really, really poorly. And
Yeah.
when you get a really poorly made one, it's just kind of like, I don't like these. So
Yeah, I like everything that's in them, so.
Different places do them different too. I mean, that's the same with a lot of drinks,
it's
but
probably a fairly healthy drink too, because it's straight vodka, which doesn't have sugar, and then it's got all the V8 juices and the other juice, pickle juice and
tomato,
stuff in
pickle.
it. That fairly good for you. So you could probably drink those, and besides the alcohol you're consuming, be fairly healthy.
Yeah.
You
Not
get
a
some
lot of
nutrients.
sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely not a lot of carbs or nothing.
Yeah, well, the tomato will still have the carbs. I know people that like to drink but still kind of stay carb free, and they usually do like tonic water with Tanqueray or something like that, or
Yeah.
what is it? Tonic water with cucumber and vodka, which is a good one, or like something like a Moscow Mule without the Sprite.
But like going back to the show, when I go back and watch it too, like I can't help but laugh when I'm like pulling out the Di Serono bottle and just straight hitting the Di Serono.
That was the Halloween special, wasn't it?
Well, the Friday the 13th.
Yeah, the Friday,
okay.
the first
Yeah,
Halloween
the first,
special.
Yeah. That was
And that was
funny.
your first appearance on the show.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah,
That was definitely a good one.
that was a good show. Yeah, it was great
I'd like to have Jason back.
for sure.
I'd like to have them
Get
all back,
Caleb
man. We
there.
can basically do a repeat next year and just have all the same guests and it'd be
Right.
a totally
Yeah.
different show.
Rewash it. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, man, I don't know. What's been your favorite drink?
The Bloody Marys probably.
Yeah, I like them for sure. They're good.
Well, there's another one that we made. I'm trying to think of what it was.
They've all been good.
I don't know. Chocolate milk was kind of cool.
Oh yeah,
Just getting away from the alcohol one
Oh
episode.
yeah,
dude, I love chocolate milk. Anyway, like I'm just like, oh, it's so good.
yeah. I've been bringing a quart of white milk to work and just hot days is slamming it.
I
Oh,
don't know
milk
how
on
he
a
does
hot
it. I
day?
don't know how he does it, but he does it.
It reminds me of Anchorman where he's drinking milk. Oh, it's so hot. Milk was a bad choice.
Yeah,
Oh,
I do
Will
know.
Ferrell.
I love it.
I love milk.
I love
too.
milk too, but just a hot day. So my old lady's obsessed with milk, but she will drink milk and then she'll eat something like lemons, and the citric acid in lemons will curdle the milk, so it'll
yeah.
just destroy her
Oh
stomach.
man,
That's rough.
I'm like, that's a bad combo.
I
And she's
thought
like,
having it with alcohol was bad, but man, yeah, I didn't even think.
I
about
don't
that.
like milky alcoholic drinks though.
I do.
I like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I like a White Russian or something, but
Yeah.
not a
I
lot.
could probably do a White Russian, but you've heard like a Rumchata. Can't do
Yeah.
those. The tequila rose is disgusting.
Yeah, the first time I met you, we went to that restaurant, and I had to explain to him how to make the.
Oh
was
yeah, I
it
remember
Di
that.
Serrano
Amaretto and cream. Yeah.
So I like Irish car bombs, and those can almost be kind of thick, but it's just got that little bit of Bailey's in it.
We went to
Yeah.
Ruger's. That's where we
Ruger's
went.
is the name of it.
Yep.
Shout out Ruger's.
Yep, that used to be the Point Steakhouse, and I used to work there when I was younger. I did dishes, and then dishes, fry cook.
I can tell a story right now. It's personal. I won't give any names or anything, but I
Okay.
got some emotion behind it. So I feel like it might be interesting for the podcast.
Go for it.
A while back, I was working with a guy who he offered to sell me a gun. It was a 6.5 Creedmoor. It's a Ruger.
I remember this.
And I had given him some money down on it. He wanted 500. I gave him 100 down. Well, I was having trouble coming up with the money, and he got desperate. He said, "You give me 250 right now, you can have the gun." So I go to my good friend. I hang out with him every day. Well, not George, another good friend.
Right.
And this guy, I only asked him because I know he's got a good amount of savings, and it's all right. I wasn't mad that he said no. But, yeah, he said no, and the guy ended up quitting and kept the rifle and the $100 I gave towards him. I still don't have the money. And, well, anyways, last night, so-called friend, he calls me for some advice. He says, I've been talking to this girl online. I just started talking to her today, and she's going to come see me, but she needed some money, and so I sent her the money, and she never came to see me. And I'm like, I'm sorry to hear that, man, but I asked you to borrow $250 just a few weeks ago, and you said you don't lend people money, so I don't know what to tell you.
It's kind of like karma in a sense.
A little
like,
bit, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I considered him a good friend, someone I wouldn't betray,
Right.
and he just wouldn't help me. Then I was like, oh, no, that's his choice. He's not. I know he doesn't have to help me. If he doesn't want to, that's fine.
Right.
And I hear that he sends money to someone he just met that day online. I'm like,
Man, there's a lot of scammers too online. A
yeah.
lot.
yeah.
Valuable lesson, guys.
It
Don't
almost
send money over the internet.
do not. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Just don't do it.
Those people claiming to be, what are they, princes from Saudi Arabia or whatever.
I don't care what they're claiming. I'm not sending you money. Sorry, I'm just not.
So your story kind of reminded me of a story when I was a lot younger and a lot more naive. I knew someone that had a brother that did tattoos, and I was wanting to get some tattoo work done. So I went and talked to him, and I mean, when we drove to this sketchy camper trailer area, like not mouthing people that live there or nothing, but this was just a sketchy situation all in all.
Yeah.
And I went in there, and this guy was I was talking to this guy about this tattoo, and he's like, "That's a cool piece you want done, but I'm gonna need some money down to draw this all up because I'm gonna spend a lot of time." And instead of giving him money, I gave him a bar of silver, a 10-ounce bar of silver, which at the time was worth about $300. And this dude just disappeared after that and took that $300 bar of silver. And tell you what, that was a good learning lesson for me with situations like that too. You know,
I've been ripped off too. I mean, basically.
I mean, who hasn't? We've all made mistakes, but
It sucks.
that
like,
person
makes me
ended up in
sick.
jail for some other reason. So I mean, he got what karma. I guess what
Yeah,
goes around
because
comes around.
Yeah.
But,
They don't just stop with you. They keep doing it, and it catches up.
yep.
Yeah, I mean, I've had people that I tried to help out, and they literally basically stole from me and then walked right out of the door, and I didn't notice until later. And it was just a bunch of bullshit.
I've had parties where my wallet ends up missing,
Yeah,
and
I mean-
video games end up missing, and
Yeah,
you know, some people suck. It teaches you to kind of learn who
Who
not
your friends
to
are. Yeah, who you
have
can
around,
trust. Yeah.
and
It's hard lessons to learn.
Yeah.
As you get older, and especially into your 30s, and as a man, and it's just
well, dude, like me and the old lady say, you know, we're in our boundary phases where we just don't let people kind of walk all over us. You know, we stand up for what we want to do and what we don't want to do, and we don't mean it out of ill intent or nothing. We just try not. We're both sort of people pleasers at heart, unintentionally, but we're trying to work on that. And I mean, not saying we're shit people now or we're assholes now, but we're just a little
nothing
bit
wrong
more
with having that
guarded.
line. Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah, boundaries.
everyone has boundaries. This is how much are you willing to enforce them and be like, hey, you know,
Yeah.
no.
Right,
Whatever.
Matt?
Yeah. I mean, another story is local. It hits hard. We have a neighbor. I mean, this guy, he come over and example is I said something like, hey, you're done with that glass, I'm going to wash it. And he's, oh, you must be the bitch of the house. Say shit like that.
Whoa.
You know?
Get the
Very,
fuck
very
out of my-
disrespectful because this was our first time ever hanging out. You don't
Right.
make jokes like that. Like,
And he's an alcoholic.
yeah, and he was drinking heavy and just being, that was just one example. If I thought of it, I could give you more. Well, he had come over one night saying his wife filed an ex parte or a restraining order against him, and he had been drinking. Well, I'm like, I'm sorry. His brother was there who had just taken a shot to stop drinking. And I said, no, I don't want you drinking around his brother. So,
Yeah, I wasn't there.
yeah, so I said he couldn't stay. Well, he got back with his whoever that was that filed the ex parte against him, and something else happened. He went to jail, and this isn't public record yet, but the news only released the killer. While he was in jail here in Pulaski County, he got into an argument over the TV remote, and this guy, I guess he punched him 4 times, and it killed him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my neighbor right down the street. I didn't like the guy very much, but it's horrible to hear about. You
Right,
know?
you still didn't
Dude,
wish
I don't
that
wish
on
death
him.
upon my biggest enemies, you
Yeah.
know. Just I wish not to see him no more. That's
Right.
about it.
And he was retired military.
Yeah, he did his service, and he had a drinking problem.
Yeah, he wasn't a bad guy. He just had a drinking problem and kind of talked too much shit that he couldn't back up. And yeah, I don't know.
That'll
man.
end you in a place you don't want to be in.
Yeah,
either
like
prison
I
or death.
feel,
So.
I feel for the guy with the murder charges because this guy had a mouth on him and could spark anger, and it's just a bad situation all around.
Yeah. Plus, we see this kind of stuff we watch Active Self-Protection.
Oh, shout
on
out to
YouTube.
that channel.
Yeah, they're good. But just it's arguments over nothing that escalate into just super violent stuff, man.
Yeah,
like
you
gunfights,
never know
stabbings.
who's been pushed over the line, and
Yeah.
that's the day they decide to snap.
It's informative channel, but there's a lot of crazy stuff that it happens. But that's how it is, you know. It just comes out of nowhere, and then
It's usually, what is it like? There's a high percentage of people that get killed end up being over some stupid drunken brawl type deal.
yeah.
Good amount, yes. And,
Majority of car crashes are drunk drivers.
mhm.
There's just an endless amount of statistics for that. I don't have the details and don't feel like looking them up, but
Yeah.
A lot of
And-
the times it's a money situation or a robbery or something, but not always. I mean, sometimes it's just a crime of passion, like an
Jealousy.
ex-girlfriend, jealousy, kind of. It's all kinds of reasons, but yeah, these people just lose it,
Yeah.
and then they show
There's
back up with a gun.
A particular incident I'm thinking of. It was in Pennsylvania during the winter. Husband and wife, they're shoveling snow, and the neighbors also shoveling snow, and they're in a argument. Well, the husband and wife, they're calling the guy names, saying, "You won't do anything, you won't do anything." Well, the guy comes out with a pistol pointed at him, and the husband and wife are still egging him on. Even pull out the phone. You're on camera. Well, the guy shoots 5 or 6 times, misses every shot, then finally starts hitting them. And it wasn't until the bullets actually hit them they stopped talking. Well, they actually reacted. I won't say they stopped talking shit, because they talked shit until they died. But this is a very traumatic incident where this guy, he ended up shooting both of them, and then after a standoff with police, took his own life.
damn.
Right
Yeah.
in Pennsylvania, so.
It's a crazy world out there. A lot of people they're not aware of it, or they are aware of it, but they just don't know about it. I do also like to, kind of linger into the videos that show a little bit of the darker side of life, just to kind of, almost like a reality check for me to maybe when I'm feeling down or feel like my life's not that great, almost like, dude, it's way worse. It's
The
always worse.
perspective.
Yeah,
gives you
for sure.
perspective for sure. Yeah.
Because we all have our days where we're just kind of like, damn, down. This is kind of,
Well,
and then
Yeah, and between my army and now, I've had some mental health issues, from severe breakups to drug addiction, and both of them the mixed, so came a long ways from like being mentally unhealthy to where I'm actually getting pleasure out of just everyday life.
well, that's awesome. I'm proud of you for that, man. It's an awesome achievement. A lot of people can't get away from that.
Yeah.
And a lot of people strive on toxic relationships or toxic situations, and when they got something good, they just can't stay. They like to go back to that toxicness just because that's what they're either all they're used to, or they thrive off of it somehow.
Yeah.
They can't find that balance that they need, and it's like, man, it's hard to watch them struggle sometimes. It's
Yeah, and it's frustrating because you can't help them at all.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do. It's just hope they can find meaning and agency to do what they need to do. Because for me, I always had people trying to help me. Like, I had a brother, he bought me he paid off his car, got a new one, but he didn't trade it in. He just gave me a awesome car and very low miles on it. And all I did was squander it away. I used it to, sell drugs, do drugs. And I ended up getting 2 DUIs in it. And I still, to this day, I don't have my license because I can't say it's because he gave me the car. It's
Right.
because of my own actions. But people had tried to help me, and I just squandered it. And I had to lose a lot, and none of those people wanted to help me, and I realized that because they cut me off, and that's what helped me find the motivation. Like, I had all that help, lost all the help, and it was... So I guess my point is, if you got someone struggling, don't enable them.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Yeah, I've seen a lot of enabling in situations like that where I've known people that's been into drugs, and their parents would enable them because they would get sick and angry afterwards, or things like that. And a lot of those people have either ended up dead in prison or still out there doing it, and unfortunately that might be the road ahead of them, is either death or prison. And don't necessarily want that for nobody, but people don't mean to do that. They think they're helping when they're really not.
Yeah, it's heavy, man.
I do want to stand out and apologize for the dryer that you can hear in the background. I did not mean for that to be running. And then our dogs are being a little impatient upstairs too, so
We'll cut it out
Don't
in
mind.
post. We'll just...
I don't think I
Get some
can.
sound.
No, you can't. You
Sound
can't.
engineer.
Yeah.
One day we'll have the studio fully soundproof, and you can tell though with the green screen acting as a sound barrier, it's a lot less reverby in here. So
It is cool, man. I love it. Yeah, we had a small one and we tested it, and then we were like, we need a bigger
need
one.
a bigger
we
one.
need a bigger one, and we got one, and here it is.
I do like it. It adds depth to the room.
Yeah, I mean, we can.
I haven't seen it in person until now, but just seeing it here on the screen in front of me, I like the looks of it.
Well, we were shooting that way. Like,
Okay.
Like
Yeah,
the
that-
episodes
the
that have the
logo.
door in it, that was all that way.
yes.
We recently switched it that way.
And the first
which Todd
podcast we
all
did
the
was
hard
with
work.
Can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was the first one with the new setup, and then we decided to experiment with the green screen just to kind of see how it looked, if it looked stupid, if it looked tacky, or...
You were like, let's plan a day to do it. And I was like, yeah, all right. And then he texted me like 2 days later, was like, I moved it all. He already did it.
I work good alone, man. I'm just... So here's a good example of the green screen. So, yeah.
Green screen.
That's what it looks like.
Look at the magic.
I'm glad I didn't wear that color shirt.
But
Yeah, I was going to put on that other one. And as soon as you said, well, the logo's green, I was like, oh, yeah, duh.
Well, I have that Boba Fett helmet. I wanted to see if that green...
I think that green's probably fine.
It's a dark... Well, it worked fine. Yeah, it didn't key it out. So.
Yeah, it's that specific, which before they even had green, they used
blue.
which was even harder
wow.
to composite and stuff like that. Which I mean,
Well, they
did
still
it.
use blue too today. If, like, let's say the subject is wearing green or something like that, they'll use a
Yeah.
blue screen. But green and blue are like the colors farthest away from certain skin tones and things like that, and that's why they use it. It's just more of an uncommon color in clothing and whatnot. But
Yeah. Not our T-shirts though. We got that green. We got that green slime.
it may have worked. I don't know. Just the lighting difference between here and the green screen too. So
Put it on. Go get it.
The gym setting's appropriate because the lighting, it matches,
So
You wouldn't want a cave behind us.
So I tried to, unfortunately, with how small the studio is, a lot of the green screen kind of washes onto the table and us. So
okay.
it gives a slight tint of green hue. So I ended up taking this background and kind of trying to match that green hue that was in. So that way it matches. Like, it still looks like a green screen, but I did try to kind of color match it the best I could to where it looked as natural as possible, but
It looks cool. We're in the gym,
we're in the gym.
which is normally where Kyle's
The
at.
green screen's a lie. We're actually in the gym. So.
Yes.
Which I guess shout out. What is that? What is that place called?
The station
The
in
station.
Dixon, Missouri.
Yep.
It
I've
made
been
me
there.
who I am.
I've been there. I've been on the treadmills. I've used the equipment. I mean, it's decent enough to get what you
Yeah,
need done.
it's not a Gold's Gym or a Crunch Fitness, but for Dixon, Missouri, it's
It's something, man.
yeah, we're lucky to have it.
There's
And-
one in Crocker that just opened. I can't remember the name of it, but we
Yeah,
should check
there's
that
a
out one day.
grant, the gym, the something through the local municipality that gives them grant like money to fund it. And they have something like 200 members. I believe that's what the last I heard.
Yeah.
I used to go to the gym with my buddy Kevin. We'll have him on the show eventually, probably talking about a similar subject. But
The special guest elf.
yeah, he was
Some of you
he
might
showed
know.
up for the Christmas special. But man, I don't know. Just I tried to do the whole working out thing. I just don't like it, and it might have something to do with I still continue to eat unhealthy. You know, I feel like that's something that you need to eat healthy and go to the gym. And if you're just doing one or the other, it's really just not beneficial. And I quit going, so I'm not much of a gym rat.
It's hard to stay disciplined. Yeah.
It discipline's the biggest thing too, you know, and you get used to your habits. And
Yeah, and I mean, if you're like me, we have the arthritis. It's a motivator, and some people, you know, they don't have the same pain, so they don't have the same motivations as me.
But yeah, we've been on a few hikes together, doing healthy kind of stuff like that, just hiking around and
Yeah, the Pinnacle in Columbia is a nice spot to go. Eagle Bluff.
yeah, we went out there and drove around and kind of walked around and
you're not gonna top Kyle off? How rude.
oh yeah.
I'm cut off.
I didn't even look at it. Yeah, you're too wild.
Yeah.
Like, calm down.
Your stories are getting a little out there.
We've definitely had a few wild ones on the show, though. That's for sure.
But where else? Devil's Icebox. We went.
The Devil's
to, and
Icebox is an awesome location.
We've done fishing stuff. We've worked together with the trees, the lumberjacking. And,
Oh yeah, George. He had a honey locust thorn
oh,
go right through the sole of his shoe, and poked him in the foot.
Ooh.
that's nothing though. He had a
Oh,
worse
God.
day than me.
The same day, I was
Cut himself.
really complacent with the saw. I was telling George a story using a climbing saw, one-handed on the ground, using the tip of it, and it kicked back, got me in the shin.
Ooh.
George had to take me to the emergency room. Ended up getting 6 stitches.
Before we went to there, though, we went to our house and he poured alcohol in his wound, man. That
Yeah,
is
kill any
hardcore,
bacteria,
man.
though.
Yeah, but it burned like hell. I know it did.
for sure.
I was
mean-
trying to keep my leg.
Yeah. But yeah,
I
it
told
wasn't
the,
going to stop bleeding, so we had to go to the.
I didn't want to tell the customer I cut myself because this was a job that I sold. It was my deal. So I said then I had something come up. I had to leave. I'll be back tomorrow.
Oh man.
Yeah, we got out of there.
Way to keep your composure, though.
Yeah.
Keep
But
it
yeah, we both
professional,
limped
so.
out of there that day. Those honey locust trees,
Yeah.
they got thorns on them like that big.
Right.
The last tree job I did a couple weeks ago was the same tree. I hate those trees. And
Yeah, me
everybody
too.
wants them removed, so it's a common tree you're working with.
Yeah, I hate those trees.
We had a thorn tree. I don't know if it was the same kind out at my mom's house when I was little, and Man, it's definitely bit me a few times.
Most locust trees have some sort of thorns, whether
Yes.
it's honey or black locust or whatever. Yeah.
Then another thing I wanted to talk about is AI and specifically Google Gemini. I've been using that almost daily. I even pay for the premium edition,
Wow.
and it's not always right. It makes some mistakes. But some examples of things I've used it for is I'll go out to eat, and let's say I order tacos al pastor. Take a picture of it. It'll say, these look like taco al pastor. Say, well, give me the recipe, and it'll give me the recipe to it. Or I was at his dad's garden, and he said, these are this, so and so. And I would take pictures of the plant, and it was right every time. And I started taking, there's this one particular plant where the insects have 90% of it, barely any left. It was a a cucumber plant. And I took a picture of that, and yeah, it said it was either a cucumber or another member of the cucumber family. So yeah, it was pretty useful technology. And
Pretty scary too, though.
It's going to take over.
Well, I seen a thing where someone asked, told AI to explain a situation about something, and basically this AI explained a situation about how it would take over the world.
Oh, God.
oh yeah,
So, and that was based off the AI generative technology. There's another cool one that I've heard in the Joe Rogan podcast, and I actually had to go check it out. But they asked AI to make a picture of a happy bunny. So it made a picture of this really happy bunny, and then it's like, make it happier. And so it made it happier, and they kept asking to make this picture happier and happier, just to see. And like this picture slowly started like including like psychedelic looking mushrooms in the picture, and then it kind of went more alien like, and then it kind of went more god like, and then it kind of went more when it kept asking, and all this guy did was say, make the bunny even more happier. Yeah. And then it almost went to like this white background situation that a lot of people that's done DMT, which is like called the God chemical or
molecule.
Whatever, the God molecule, yeah. And that was like the end picture that it made, which is really weird.
Whoa.
That AI would do that.
Yeah. It's just vastly powerful.
It's cool, but it's scary.
It can
too.
read up and memorize up to 1,500 pages of data.
Sound like you just killed a dog.
I think it's our first sneeze on the podcast.
That was a sneeze?
Well, bless you.
I tried to hold it in.
I thought you just stepped on a dog.
I'm lucky I didn't fart, I guess. Like, what was that? Get him to the Greek where he's trying to like hold it in. He's like, I gotta sneeze. I gotta.
That's a good movie.
That movie's
Yeah,
hilarious, especially the longer unrated version.
The Blu-ray version.
Yeah, it's hilarious,
I don't know
man.
if I've seen the longer version or not.
There's just a few more scenes that got cut, but they should have left in because they're hilarious. I mean, it is a long movie, especially for a comedy, but still, I mean, let it ride.
Yeah.
They had a good, funny idea, and it came from like Sarah Marshall, so it was like
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's cool they kind of tied them together.
Yeah.
that character Aldous Snow or whatever, just
You-
typical.
You said you wanted to talk about South Park on the podcast.
Oh yeah,
so
definitely.
we could talk about that. And what reminded me was the AI talk, because
Yeah.
they actually used, I think they used
To talk to their
ChatGPT
girlfriends.
to create a episode.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was funny, man.
I've used ChatGPT to like make songs, and it's a really powerful program.
Yeah. I don't know. I used Google Gemini, but I've used ChatGPT. They're both very powerful tools.
on
Now
that.
they're starting to incorporate it in all the social media. It's like they have it in
Yeah.
Facebook now. They have it in
And the AI
Snapchat.
pictures
They do,
now.
yes.
It's like, is this real or is this AI? I mean, most of
Yes.
the time it's AI.
And it's
usually,
really
like,
good. I've uploaded my photo to one of those AI picture generators.
I've
and it made some
actually
cool things.
took your guys' podcast, the one with the fitness guy. I can't. Sorry,
John
I can't.
Smith?
John Smith.
Yeah.
Yes, shout out John Smith. and it broke it down. It gave me a summary of the podcasts, and it was pretty concise.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
All I did
getting
is
better.
I just took the link, I posted it into the Google Gemini, and it spit it out within 60 seconds. It summarized.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So it watched that on like triple time and
Oh yeah.
analyzed it. And
Every word. Yeah.
so I've been seeing some ads, and I don't know how accurate or well they are, but they're talking about AI that will generate shorts for your video. So you upload an hour, 2 hour, 3 hour long video, and it's going to make you shorts from that. And
I believe
I
it.
can't wait for that
Yeah.
because making shorts sucks for me.
I like it.
I suck at it. It's time consuming. And
I
if
guess
I can,
StreamYard will do it for you too.
Really?
I just found out. I was talking to shout out Tino. I was talking to Tino literally today on the phone, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I just found this out like last week."
see, I need to look into that because if we can pump out 100 shorts per episode in an hour or
It
two,
made him like 10, and he just has them now.
Yeah, and it doesn't just make them; it optimizes. It
Yeah.
takes like a lot of statistics
the
and
only thing I would worry about is our show is in 16:9, so
Right,
the kind of
we'll switch it.
widescreen. And a lot of short media is the more the cell phone upward.
Yes.
It's still 16:9, but it's rotated at 90 degrees. And so we have to kind of bounce back between who's talking and what's being said. And I'm not sure if AI could do that accordingly.
if
I
it
don't
can't
know.
yet, it will learn it.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, when that day comes, it's going to make my job easier, and I'll probably fall into the AI train.
I've even saw where there
Yeah.
was like 2 supercomputers, and they were in separate locations in different areas in the world, and they were talking to each other, like created their own kind of like language, like cybernetic language, and no one knew what it was. No one knew how to decipher it. No one. It was designed that way, and that's what they were using to
And
speak to each other.
everything has so much technology in it nowadays. Like most of the light bulbs in my house have Wi-Fi because I have everything on a smart
Oh, wow.
system in my house. So I can tell Google to turn off a majority of the lights in my house, turn on
Yeah.
my fan or things like that.
Barbecue grills.
Well, my barbecue grill is not
refrigerators.
Wi-Fi, but yes, they're making,
have 'em.
They have them. They're making refrigerators that way. They're making stoves, microwaves, like you name
It's gonna
it.
be everything.
It's
and
gonna
then-
be everything.
Then
yeah.
it's all gonna attack you. One
There's
day. And then they're gonna be
a-
carted off.
It's a double-edged sword. Just one negative thing. I bought a vape device. It's the Puffco Peak Pro. It's a very well-known device. It was over $400, but I got like 1,500 uses out of it. But then the battery died, and now I have to just throw it away. So over $400 device is just useless because you can't replace the battery in it.
Yeah.
And these cell phones, my cell phone right now is once that battery dies, it's
Yeah, that's the way
gotta
they make
throw it
them now.
away.
You used to be able to replace batteries and phones and stuff, and
Yeah.
they're making them all built in. So when it does die, you gotta go buy a new phone. Hey, if the light bulb lasted forever, then the light bulb company wouldn't make no money.
Yeah.
which the light
go-
bulbs are lasting a long time now.
Well, with the LEDs, yes, but we do still live in a
Kind of nascent.
throw it away and buy a new one environment.
Oh, yeah.
Throwaway culture.
Throwaway culture. So TVs are so cheap now. People used to pay people to fix TVs, and now it's to the point where it's cheaper to go buy a new one.
Phones, cars.
Phones can still be cheaper to fix because these phones
Saying
cost
people still get
$1,000,
rid of them
$1,100,
and-
$1,200, and the screen cracks. You
Yeah.
get your screen replaced. But
Yeah. That's the thing about phones. They come out with a new one. Like I got the S24, and then I know the S25 is right around the corner.
I'm still at the S21, so I'm living in the past.
I'm back there further than y'all.
Georgie's got a flip phone.
No, I don't.
He did until
I
about
did till
2020.
I don't know what year. Yeah.
I think it was 2020.
I had a
finally.
flip phone for a good long time.
Man.
But going back to the South Park episode, yeah, they were using like Chat GPT to like text their girlfriends long, thoughtful
Their
messages.
girlfriend
and-
would send them a message, and they would ask the AI to reply to the message. Which I've done that, not to not to get girls, but just to mess around with my buddies.
I've seen something on YouTube where a guy used Chat GPT to quit a job.
Oh,
And he
wow.
quit it real professionally, and yeah, it's
I
hilarious.
guess that's a pretty good idea.
Yeah, it has utility, and it definitely will. It'll hurt some industries,
Yeah.
like a lot of jobs. It's gonna create new jobs. It's gonna wipe out some jobs.
Y'all have heard of Skynet from the old Terminator
Oh yeah.
movies.
Terminator,
That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. They're gonna all take over.
Well, it's called Starlink.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And how many satellites has Elon just launched into our atmosphere, man?
I don't.
Or
A lot.
outer atmosphere?
A lot.
Yeah.
Too many. Jeez.
Elon Musk. He's
We're gonna-
an innovator.
He's on South.
We're
Park,
all
too.
going to be old in a really weird time, honestly.
Oh yeah.
Because we all grew up on the beginning of the internet, you know, like when it was in
Yes.
its small ages. We all still played outside.
Yes.
And just to go from that to where we barely had any internet to all this, everything's connected. I mean, that's now, everything's so connected. But, dude, imagine 20, 30 years from now when we're, you know, older, and
Yes.
that's going to be a crazy time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
the
the,
wasteland. Mad Max.
Well, what did Albert Einstein always said? That he doesn't know what World War III will be fought with, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones.
Yeah. if those are left. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of scary to think what's going to happen if things escalate and everyone just nukes each other. And
Yeah,
we're
have you
just-
guys heard of Moore's law? The way technology advances, like a CPU that's max processing power is like 4 gigabytes. Well, the next time the new one comes out, it'll be 8 gigabytes. It doubles.
Yeah.
And
Well, they've already got quantum computers, too, at this point.
They
so.
do. They have quantum computers that are geared towards one thing. What they don't have is a fully, what do you call it? All-encompassing quantum computers.
Well,
you
so
know.
the quantum computers now, they take so much cooling power that you got to have these big rooms of coolers that pumps either CO2 or like liquid nitrogen through it,
Yeah.
just to keep them cool, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not quite to the personal computer level, but they will be.
Yeah.
So the computer that sent the space shuttle to the moon was as big as a gym, you know, like
Right.
And then now we have more processing power in our phone
Yes.
than what sent the spaceship to the moon.
Yeah.
If
it's
you
crazy.
believe that we
That
went to
is
the moon.
crazy.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's
I'm-
that
I'm not-
conspiracy too.
there's-
Did they go? I don't know, man. It's weird. They got
There's
enough
so
evidence.
many people that are supposedly experts who deny it, but then there's a lot of people who support it, and I honestly don't. I don't care enough whether we went. I haven't invested any time into it to know the
Right.
facts. I mean, but the thing that I heard recently is they can't get a man past the Van Allen radiation belt. It'll kill you. There's no way. So
Do you think it's gotten stronger?
the radiation belt, I think if anything,
Or
it's.
the radiation belt's gotten weaker.
I think if anything, it's gotten weaker.
So yeah, dude. So for the first time that I've ever heard of, we've got to be able to see the Northern Lights in America.
Yeah.
You know, we all got to witness that Aurora Borealis just a few weeks ago, right?
Yes.
And I've never heard of that before here. You know, I've always
Well,
wanted
this
to go to-
area, no, like in northern
well, Alaska
states.
and stuff, yeah,
Yeah.
towards Canada and all that. It happens quite frequently, but
Well, even like I think in Montana and Washington, like people have seen them up there even, but yeah, for it to come all the way down here, that was something.
I also want to make a side statement. None of us are
and green.
scientists or professionals, and a lot of times we're shooting out of our ass of what we might or may not.
I don't know a thing. I'm an idiot.
I had
I
some
don't
fun
have
comments.
donkey brains. That's about all.
I had
can
some
say.
fun comments on that Mike Tyson short where people's like, "You guys don't know shit about kickboxing
Oh, yeah,
or
that was
boxing." And
hilarious.
I don't
I
know
love
shit
it.
about boxing, but I'm still gonna speculate all I want. So you know,
That's
y'all can fuck it.
hilarious stuff. I mean,
This
yeah,
is my show. I
as
talk
long as
about what I
they're-
want.
Hey,
Yeah.
comment,
Yeah,
good or
we're
bad,
not-
just comment. We don't.
Yeah.
Oh
We're
yeah,
not-
if you guys want to mouth this all day, I'm for it. But you know, this guy was calling us like we don't know shit about boxing.
Well,
I
didn't-
don't,
We
so
didn't
you're
know the guy-
right.
we didn't know the guy's name. That was. We were like that guy.
that one.
Well, Caleb said it, but yeah.
We're not clinically diagnosing anybody.
We're not- I am not a medical doctor.
But we know a little bit about health and fitness thanks to Kyle and thanks to
no.
John.
Yep.
John Smith. Shout out John Smith.
I also want to get Kevin Bauer. He's big into the gym. There's a lot of other things I'd like to talk to him about with him on the show too.
Definitely.
We definitely got a few more guests planned out.
Future shows, guys. Check them out. They're coming your way.
Oh yeah.
And if you couldn't tell already, this is not a live one. Some episodes we don't do.
It's live right now.
It's live
While
right
we're
now.
recording it.
Live
We're
action.
here in the studio. We are here recording it. It's just not being broadcast live.
We'll probably. Put
We're not
it
in a
out.
studio. We're in a gym.
Gym
Probably
studio.
put it out live. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll stream it live. I'm cool with
So
that.
like we'll put.
I'll
it,
probably
and then,
stream
like,
it
you
tomorrow.
we can all be in the chat or whatever and respond to. Folks
So if you
or
guys are
whatever.
seeing this was recorded tomorrow. I mean today. I mean yesterday.
One of them days.
we are live now.
A day ending in Y.
None of this is real. It's all AI.
Yeah, we generated this.
Yeah, see, we're not. Oh, wrong one. We're not even here. It's all AI.
Cut us out. We're gone.
Yes.
You could still hear us. But are we?
Man, that is a clean gym out there.
Yeah. I should have took a picture of Dixon Jim. We'd use that.
Yeah, I know.
We
I've-
could.
I've
So
sent some
eventually, I'm gonna
pictures of it.
edit a background to where it looks like we're in the studio, but we're really not. I'm too lazy to take the green screen down.
Oh yeah, I mean, that works. That's good.
It's crazy how good the technology is getting though, because man, like green screens used to be able to do this,
Yeah, and you would.
and you could see. I mean, you could probably still
Yeah.
kind of see it, but dude, it's just like from when I first started video editing to now, like the green screen technology has gotten so much better. Like for real, like if you could see this green screen here, it's got all kinds of it's got all kinds of waves in them.
No, we pulled
Yes.
it nice and
You
tight.
you could see the waves and like dude like
And the
older green
waves-
screen technology you would see those waves and you just have to make sure it's perfectly flat, and then now it's just like
You know what's doing that, right? Is it the AI?
the AI.
it might be.
It is.
It is.
Well,
You
shout
know
out to OBS for having
you
some
know-
AI in there.
Yeah, I mean, they'll all be coming first soon. They're going to throw me in a cage just for warning you guys, so.
Yeah. Well, your job, I mean, they're going to have a camera just sit there and it'll give orders to the kids. and
Yep.
Like, sit still.
Yep.
Don't move.
They'll get rid of us all. Just like the Walmart cashiers.
Well,
talking about the
I think,
future.
I think my job might be kind of secure. I'm a mechanic, so hopefully.
Well, there'll be robot
That's pretty
arms
intricate,
doing-
you know.
I don't know, man.
The dexterity you have to have with your hands, it'd be hard to.
They got robots to build them, but I don't know if they have them to fix them yet.
Yeah. You'll know as soon as they do.
The key is to learn how to work on the robots, be a tech for those.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I'll just be a robot mechanic in the
Yeah,
future.
I was learning how to code in the language Python. I kind of disappointed though when I heard the AI could code, which it isn't that good yet, but I know it's coming. I'm like, do I really want to spend all this energy learning Python and then it's just gonna be an AI who can code in Python?
Right. When you can just let the
Yeah.
AI do it.
But
That's
I
it.
mean, there will be utility to it because someone's going to have to double check the work.
That'll probably become a thing in the future. Like, why bother learning this skill when I can just have the AI do it
Oh,
for
for
me?
sure.
And then,
For sure.
Yeah, like plan
man.
identification.
Yeah.
That bush we got in the yard. It turns out
Herbology.
it's a
Now-
olive bush or something.
Really?
like
Here's
that.
what's kind of crazy is that
That's
AI
crazy.
is programmed, and it can be programmed in a certain way to be biased with certain things.
Oh yeah.
So, like, I've seen videos on where, and I stand pretty neutral politically. I don't vote. I don't get involved with that shit. But I've seen things with AI that if you ask certain things about Trump, it would kind of go a negative narrative. Or if you ask certain things about Biden, it'd kind of go in a positive narrative just because it's built biased in sort of sense, which is really weird.
That's just what we need.
It's
So now we're what it looks like is we might be getting this really smart technology, but it can be programmed in people's favors, and that can be really scary.
Yeah, that stinks.
propaganda,
Right.
persuasion,
Yeah.
deception.
So a good
Brainwashing.
example is you work with Google, a Google AI. That Google AI might be biased towards things that's owned by Google. So if you ask maybe about an iPhone, it might say negative reviews about it. Or if you ask about an Android, it might be like, oh, Androids are good because Android uses a Google.
I think definitely
Yeah.
Google
it's
owns
doing
Android,
that,
so-
yeah.
Yeah, you have a good point there, and that's something that hopefully competition can.
And
weed
we're
out.
already manipulated and things like that with the internet as far as, ads and stuff like that. So,
Oh,
yeah.
man, yeah.
Yesterday, when my friend he called me about sending that person money, I was watching YouTube, and Joe Rogan's his new podcasts are back on YouTube, which is great.
oh, that's cool. That's cool.
I wasn't watching them on Spotify that much.
I do, but
I do with the ones I really like, but now YouTube's they put one from a month ago on where Joey Diaz was the special guest, and my friend had just told me the story. Well, a half hour into the show, Joey and Joe Rogan, they get on the same subject of the Nigerian princess is scamming women out of money and people with a low IQ falling for anything. I don't know if it's coincidence or the algorithm. They heard me talking about that, so they found an episode
Right.
with that subject matter and just auto played it for me. But you see that all across the internet with Facebook Messenger. You'll
Yeah.
talk about something, then you'll see an ad for it.
Yep.
and-
nope.
Food stuff.
I feel like if you say
products.
something and your phone's nearby, it'll pick that up. and
Just
start
the
showing.
audio, yeah.
I swear it does.
It
People- They
does.
say it
It
don't. but I
has-
swear it
it
does.
has
It does.
I have a friend. We were in the Army together. We've been friends since 2009. During the pandemic, he started a online business and made $200,000 just from using Facebook targeted ads. He selling costume jewelry and target people using the algorithm who would buy it. And since the government was giving the stimulus checks, everybody had a lot of money to spend.
Oh, yeah.
And during that time where they handed out stimulus checks, his best month was $20,000 in sales, or in actually gross profit. It was more like $40,000 in sales.
Yeah.
But yeah, and once the stimulus checks dried up, that business it failed. But it just goes to show the AI and the algorithms. It really knows what people want and can find.
yeah.
Sure. And another thing I heard that's kind of stuck with me is there anything you guys use? Facebook, TikTok, all kinds of apps. If it's free, then you're the product.
You
Yep.
are the
exactly.
product.
Yep.
Yeah, they're
If you don't pay for a
collecting-
product, then you're the product.
collecting
Exactly.
information and
They're just gathering data.
Yep.
Yep.
For sure.
And
harvesting.
selling it to people who will buy it. Like my friend, he paid Mark Zuckerberg in 1 year $100,000 he made $200,000. So I mean, it was worth it. But
Right.
Mark, just from owning from one person owning that website, got $100,000 from him, and there's millions of people giving him even more.
Yeah.
Yep. I've given Mark some money for some of my ads for this podcast here. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and what's weird is so I paid to advertise this one podcast that we were gonna do, and it got a crap load of likes and it got some comments even, but
some
some of the
interaction.
comments felt robotic, and I almost feel like they have this set up to where you're paying this guy money, but he's giving you kind of fake likes or fake comments.
Fake engagement.
Yeah,
Plus,
fake
like,
engagement, yeah.
I mean, it was like over 100 people reacted to it in some way, mostly positive.
Well,
But then those people, they weren't in the live. They weren't at the show. when we
There's
did it.
incentive for it to be fake engagement because that's what drives the cost of the ad, people engaging. When my friend had the most success, he made an ad where there was a woman holding a necklace. She's wearing it, she was holding it, but her fingernails were horrible. And people were sharing it and talking so much shit about her fingernails.
I remember that.
And then certain people were like, oh, you need to stop talking about her nails. And it had so much engagement. It was causing it to almost go viral. And it was getting us lots of attention without lots of money for the ad.
Well, they say all publicity, whether it's good or bad, is good publicity.
Yeah. All
Yeah,
press is
that-
good press,
yeah.
apparently. I don't know.
Well,
don't
that's
want
how you
nothing
have
bad.
this culture. This guy who was just arrested in New York City, he was driving at high rates of speed and doing extremely dangerous driving. And he was so popular that he was going on these big podcasts with his face blurred out
yeah.
and giving them tons of information about himself. And that's how he was caught. But just goes to show that how desperate people are for that clout.
Oh,
And
for sure.
They'll risk
Commit
their
crimes
freedom.
for it. Yeah.
Yep.
One thing that's probably going to happen in the future, someone's going to have to get their beard cut, and we're wondering who is it going to be. Is it going to be me or Todd or Caleb? Which
don't-
bastard's going to cut their beard first?
I don't think it's gonna be Caleb. I think it's gonna be me or you.
think it's going to...
It's probably gonna be me.
And by,
Summer's here.
Like,
by cut, do you mean, guys, like trim it or
okay,
shave?
so yeah, I have trimmed my mustache some. The trimming's
I have
fine.
to, yeah.
We're talking about a straight up like cut.
Cut some
cut.
inches off.
Yeah.
I won't be ever clean shaven until the day I die.
Yeah, I don't know.
So if I die and someone shaves my beard after I'm dead, that's the only time I'll ever be clean shaven. But
When you met me, that was like about the most.
I'm
'cause
I'm
I had an
definitely
interview
might
and
have to
stuff.
end up cutting it down. It's just
George, when I met you, you had short hair, but you had just cut it and you left the Jedi braid.
Oh yeah. That's right. I
Hell
had
yeah.
the Padawan braid.
Yeah.
I had stuff like braided into it too. Star Wars. Oh yeah, I had that for a while. That Padawan
Yeah.
braid. I didn't have the thing. I just had a normal haircut with the basically a braid coming down on this
Yes.
side for a little while.
so fun fact. Speaking
That's
of
when I
Star
was
Wars,
in Columbia.
we're actually planning a Star Wars themed episode.
Yes.
That'll be here in the future. We'll definitely advertise that one out, and we'll let y'all know when we do it. But we hope to see you all there.
We wanted to do it this month, but it didn't work out, so we'll figure it out. We'll get it in. Also a Harry Potter one.
Yeah, we've talked about Harry Potter, and now that we have the AI screen,
Yeah, we can just throw anything
We're
up
gonna-
there. And,
be more unique with our themed specials, hopefully. And
yeah, I mean, we're still decorating.
we're still
out
learning.
here.
We're still trying to make it fun and different. And let us know if you guys like this.
Yeah, you guys like the green screen?
Is it
What do you
stupid?
think? Wait, yeah, let us know in the
They're
comments.
not all gonna be, just a gym. They're gonna be like, we might be on a spaceship one day.
The woods.
The gym's cool, go. Definitely go to the gym.
The North Pole, or we could have something in the background that's about to attack us or bite our heads off or something. Who knows?
It's unlimited.
You could put anything back there. You guys, seriously, tell us what to put back there. We'll put it back.
Yeah, you guys suggest some episodes too. That'd be fun. We'll definitely.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
We're still always looking for topics from the fans. So
We're still gonna do.
Always feel free to comment that.
Still gonna do our steak dinner.
We got a
we
steak
should have
dinner
done that
planned.
tonight. We didn't have enough time.
We gotta have Caleb there for the steak dinner.
Yeah. That'll be fun. Kind of dress up. Try to dress up nice and have candlelit steak dinner.
3-piece suit.
Be romantic to you guys. Show a little love to the bastards, I guess.
we would encourage you all to have steak dinner with us. Maybe fry you up a steak on the grill, sit at the TV and watch us, or the computer.
Tofu steak for you vegans out there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I wanted to touch on South Park a little more. Just anyone got a favorite episode, South Park, that you can just pop into your head?
So
I do.
My favorite.
Let's hear yours.
I loved Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. I know it was more
the
the
movie?
movie, but
Absolutely.
The movie's great. It's
Great
a
movie.
musical,
It's
but
a- yeah.
it's still good. I can recite some of those songs to this day. So
you're such a big fucker, Terrence.
Uncle Fucker.
And yeah, you said the favorite one, and it's a Halloween episode. It popped up instantly. It's the goldfish Stan. He's
yes.
got the goldfish from his, believe it's his grandmother. He gives it to him.
Season 2.
Yes, yeah.
And it has the spooky vision.
Yeah,
It has the
and
Barbra
I-
Streisand
And
spooky
it's an
vision.
episode from my childhood because I watched South Park as a kid when
Me
it
too.
came out on
Yeah,
TV.
Me too.
Yeah, so it's definitely got some nostalgia to the episode, and it's just my kind of humor,
Yeah, for sure.
It's a
Yeah,
dark.
I love it.
What about
dark
yours,
humor.
George?
I love all the Halloween ones, like he was saying. Even the first Halloween one, the pink eye. That's
Yes.
like one of the ones that got me into South Park to begin with. And then, man, I love the first episode with Tally, like in season 5, and like when they introduce new characters, it's always pretty good. And I love the Lord of the Rings episode. That's
Maybe
season 6.
one day the beautiful bearded bastards will get big enough that we'll be in a South Park.
Oh
episode.
yeah, well,
How
that'd be
cool would
awesome to
that
get.
be?
Yeah, or get Trey and Matt out here and do a podcast, or be on maybe a podcast of theirs or whatever. That'd be awesome. But also the season 10, the Warcraft episode. That one's
that
pretty
is a
damn
great
good,
episode.
critically acclaimed too, I think. But
I'd say another one that stands out for me is the one where they got these. I don't know if they're like the shake weights or whatnot, but they had a user agreement and nobody read it. Is that correct? But nobody read the user agreement of some. No, I think it was like the iPad episode. And they had all
that's
these user
the
agreements.
oh god, that one's disgusting. But with the shake weight one, yeah, it was like she was using it for working out, and then it's like, and then it like. And then
Spit out the
here's
cab fare.
some cab fare, some change, and she was basically cheating with Randy with the shake weight, and Randy was busy being super chef or whatever. He's like cream fraiche or whatever. But yeah, I love South Park. It's a great show. I've always been a fan of it, and I mean, the earlier seasons are awesome too.
I'm more of a fan. I like South Park, but I think I've been more of a fan of like Futurama, Family Guy.
I love those too.
I do love those.
I like the South Park episodes where they're talking about
I
Family
love
Guy.
when they bring in other people too, like because like didn't they bring in the Simpsons into Family Guy?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they brought
yes.
it. Yeah, there was like a Simpsons spoof. Yeah, that like Bart showed up and tried to stop Kyle or Cartman or whoever, or he tried to help Bart was trying to help Cartman and stop Kyle or whatever.
And I really liked the new season of Futurama, and they kept like mouthing about how they got this new season and like an end window kind of deal, like where they would talk about, oh, we got funded for another season or some shit. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was good.
And Fry like binging all the shows, or
I'm not sure if you guys are a fan of Rick and Morty or not.
Oh yeah,
I am.
They came out with a new
more.
season with a new voice actor, because that last voice actor kind of got pushed away because of some accusations and stuff made.
Oh no, not that again.
But
stop doing messed up stuff.
The new actor sounds good, but I just wasn't a big fan of the new season.
Who did he voice act? What actor?
So he did. I think they replaced Rick's voice.
Oh no, that sucks.
Burping. What are you doing, Morty?
Yeah.
Get over here, Morty.
Get over here, Morty. I can't do it, but yeah. I thought on South Park too, it was awesome when they got Bill Hader to come on, and he did some voicing and some writing, and that was pretty cool. It changed things up a little bit. And the latest episode of South Park that we watched that was hilarious was the Cred episode where like they're drinking the energy drink, and some people weren't actually drinking the drink. They were just filling the bottle so that they would still have cred, but they were just kind of faking it. Or it was funny, man. It was hilarious.
It seemed to be a take on Jake Paul's Drink Prime.
Definitely.
Okay.
Without a doubt, that's what it is. They were talking about teachers too. That this happened actually in Missouri, where female teachers were found on OnlyFans, and it was a controversy as to whether these people should lose their job or not. And I mean, really, they weren't breaking any laws. They weren't doing anything wrong.
OnlyFans aren't for kids. So,
it's not for kids. It's not for them to be. I don't know, man. It's a hot thing, but as all things are, they put it in South Park, and that's kind of what I like about South Park too. Is they talk about current events and controversial things.
For sure.
And they cross the line.
Things, yeah.
There's a new episode of South Park. It looks like they're on the subject of Ozempic. It's a new. It's not new. It's originally a medicine for type 2 diabetes, but they found out it was reducing people's appetite, and it had the same weight loss qualities of stimulants, but without the negative side effects of stimulants. But a lot of actors and people in Hollywood, they've been getting this symptom called Ozempic face, because it's causing not only fat loss but severe muscle loss. And the muscles in people's faces have been atrophy in a way to where they can't even smile. It's a very...
That's messed up.
It's a messed up drug, because being overweight is so deadly that if you're a certain amount overweight, they're justifying the use, because it'd be, the risks are worth losing the weight. But the muscle loss is causing a lot of doctors to completely want to pull it from the market. Because if you're in a caloric deficit, you're going to lose muscle. But with Ozempic, it's severe. I mean, it's way more than natural. And it's a peptide, which is a protein is a chain of amino acids, and a peptide's a smaller chain of amino acids. So it's not a crazy new drug. These been around for forever, but they started using it off-label to cure obesity, and some problems are arising.
Yeah. Well, you can't just take a pill and cure obesity. You got to get out there and do some work. And
eat healthy.
You got to want it.
Go to the gym. The best way to do it, for sure.
I've been losing weight, and it's not easy, I mean, it comes down, it stays where it's at. Sometimes it goes up. You got to watch it. You got to monitor it. You got to keep positive.
It can be discouraging, because
definitely
you can gain 10 pounds, and it could all be water weight, and you could be dieting perfectly, and you gain 10 pounds, it could just be water, and you could just, oh, this diet's not working, give up on it.
I definitely feel healthier than I did a year ago. I mean, I'll say
good.
that for sure. Which is good. It's good to say that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're about an hour and a half in. Does anybody have anything they'd like to close out on, or?
Yeah, is there anyone you want to plug or shout out or anything?
Well, I mean, we pretty much covered that. I'm really happy you guys had me on.
Absolutely.
For sure, man. We'll have to do a part 2.
Even with the short notice, I wasn't prepared for this, but I still feel it went really well.
Oh, yeah, me too,
We'll have to do
man.
a part 2.
Yeah, I'm thankful that you came and we actually had someone to talk to besides just these two bastards and Mojo
Hopefully,
Jojo.
part 2, you feel less like an interview.
Yeah, you'll be more comfortable. You won't be a special guest then. You'll just be a guest.
Maybe I'll order this chemical. It's minoxidil. I can put it on my face. I'll grow a beard.
There you go. Well, hold on. Look up a little bit. He does have. He's been working on a little something.
You don't have to have a beard to be on the show.
Yeah, beards are not required.
I'm pretty sure Ashley didn't have a beard when
Kyle
she was on the
has
show.
facial hair. I see it. It's right here. I mean, but yeah, I mean, Ashley's proof of that. Chris is. We've told you guys, beards are not required.
The beautiful bearded bastards is just me,
Right.
you, and Caleb. You know? So the guests can, have a bigger beard than us or no beard at all.
Yeah, I mean.
But yeah, it's been really fun. And
Absolutely, and we're definitely glad to have you, man.
The picture's gone.
I can feel it.
Yeah, me too.
At least enough. It doesn't feel like a job interview anymore.
Nope. Yeah, see how that works?
you to
Yeah, we
pass.
get
It's
about
magic.
30 minutes in, and it's just like, hey, we're having fun. Little truth serum.
As long as nothing breaks after the show, we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hey, no touching expensive stuff. You don't have any expensive stuff you want broken, do you?
Let me get one of them guitars.
I'd rather it be mine that gets broke this time.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Beautiful Bearded Bastards. We have special guest Kyle. Before we let him go, we have a shirt here for you, buddy. So every
Hell
guest
yeah.
gets a shirt. It's usually some stickers too, but
Oh, man.
Show the folks. He's got the official Todd Classic
Yeah,
collar
yeah.
combo.
black and
Is
gray,
it my
baby.
size?
Let's do this.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, large.
Yeah,
Which is
large
good.
and in charge.
My boss at the moving company said you're not a mover if you wear a medium.
But this is the Beautiful Bearded Bastards with special guest Kyle with
Hell
health
yeah.
and fitness and gym work, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys.
You
have
stay
a good night
classy,
out
San
there.
Diego.
Yeah, exactly.